Hennig, Mr. Perfect. You know, everything in my life has been absolutely perfect. And it's a lot of people's dream to be perfect. But with me, see, it's no dream. It's reality. It's life. And take the simple game of bowling. It's everybody's dream to bowl the perfect game. Well, being Mr. Perfect, you sit back on the couch, you put your feet up, and you relax because you are going to witness the perfect.
Hey, Curt Hennig fans. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Nobody Beats Curt Hennig. Nobody. I am your host, Mrs. Witchy Perfect, back again with you. We are going to revisit the knee versus knee match. That would be Buddy Rose versus Curt Hennig. Last week we did a tribute to Ravishing Rick Rude, excuse me, because his video seemed to do a little bit better. Man, Rick, even even when you pass, you're still overshadowing everybody. Okay. So I would like to do a little response to something that happened over this week. Now, this is being recorded as of August 22nd. I had a little bit of a, shall we say, a promo war with an indie guy who I've never even heard of. I just responded to Karrion Kross, and apparently it got caught the attention of said indie person, and he knows who he is. If you don't watch my show, then consider this nothing. Consider it nothing burger, as we say, as the kids say today. But in response, I would just like to say, don't bite off more than you can chew. I think Karrion Kross's promo was excellent. But then this gentleman seemed to want to get into a promo war with me. And all I have to say to that is anytime, any place you want to come on my show and talk about Curt Hennig, Richard Holiday, that's fine. Do you even know who Curt Hennig is? Of course you do, because he's the greatest wrestler to ever live, to ever lace up a pair of boots. And quite frankly, you could never lace up Curt Hennig's boots because he was the greatest wrestler to ever live. No offense, Brett or Rick Rude. I, I I'm actually I actually laughed at it, when it was going on. I actually laughed in his face. He asked me, "Why do you have a wrestling anime witch? Why don't you have an anime picture? Because you're so freaking ugly. If I had a dog that looked like you, I'd shave its ass and make it walk backwards." I could get more heat than you, Mr. Holiday. And I don't even have to try that hard. Because I learned from the greatest wrestler to ever live, and that was Curt Hennig. So the next time you want to have a promo war with someone who idolized the greatest wrestler to ever live, Curt Hennig, I think you better think twice about that. Doesn't matter what I say, because I don't even know who you are. Nobody does. Everybody knows who Karrion Kross is, and everybody knows who Curt Hennig is. And if Curt was here, he'd probably tell you to back off anyway. I can't even keep a straight face through any of this because it was just so dumb. And then he accused me of no one watching this show. Let me tell you something. You don't get over 100 it's 100K. It's like 113, I think, on YouTube. You don't get 113K followers plus just by spouting out nonsense. My fans know that I talk about the greatest wrestler to ever live, and that was Curt Hennig. And they respect him because he was a great athlete and he was a perfect wrestler. Unlike you, Mr. Holiday. But if you ever want to come around and have a promo war with someone who actually idolized a real wrestler instead of what you do on that indie circuit, such as, for example, you expect me to take you seriously when nothing but on those indie circuits, we have guys pissing in everybody else's mouth. That's disgusting. We have another guy, Effie, who used to jack off in the ring while he was wrestling. And you expect me to take indie circuit seriously? Really? I can't take it seriously because you're doing bullshit, more bullshit, more bullshit. You're doing stuff that is pushing the envelope in someone's eyes, and you're calling it wrestling. Let me tell you something. A wrestler pissing in another wrestler's mouth, that's not wrestling. That's like a jackass stunt. Or even worse. It's like a fear factor. Oh, I guess you won't piss in that guy's mouth. Oh, I think I will. Not to mention his dick is so small that it couldn't even be seen on camera. So if you want me to take an indie circuit seriously and take you seriously because you're an indie guy trying to get famous off of Karrion Kross and me, you have no leg to stand on, preferably. When it comes to taking me down in a promo war, why aren't you promoting yourself better? I love it how he's like in a tweet he sent to me. He said, "Why don't you promote yourself better and get a real picture of you?" Who made it a law that I have to show my beautiful face on Twitter? Nobody. And I don't have to show anybody my beautiful face if I don't want to. That's my right. And I'm going to take advice from a guy who no one's ever fucking heard of. Excuse my French. No one's ever heard of you until you started batting the gum at Karrion Kross. Funny that. But don't get into a promo war when someone who, like me, has idolized Curt Hennig and has seen his promos many, many, many times. I love the man. I idolized him, much like his kids. I also sent a tweet to Joe, by the way. I'm getting off of the promo for now. But if Richard Holiday ever wants to have a promo war with me, who idolized Curt Hennig, you know where I am and you know where to find me. You can find me on Twitter exactly where you found me before. And let me tell you something, Mr. Holiday. Anytime you want to get in the squared circle with someone like me, when it comes to a promo battle, baby, I got your number. You ain't got nothing. Because I can take you down like that. Because I know how to do a promo. Maybe a little bit of work. But then I'm not a professional wrestler, am I? No. I have a YouTube channel that over 113K people watch every single fucking week. And Karrion Kross, he's going to wipe the floor with you because you're nothing but a stupid indie garbage wrestler that calls shock or wow factors wrestling when it's nothing. Nothing. Trust me when I say you could not even lace up Curt Hennig's boots, and nor would you even be in the same locker room with him because he would be disgusted with the shit that he's probably seen wherever he is. I'm sure he has seen the garbage wrestling that you call wrestling, and he's appalled that you try to push that off as wrestling. You try to literally gimmick that and say, oh, well, that's wrestling. Pissing in someone else's mouth is not wrestling. It's actually not hygienic either. All right. So I just wanted to let everyone know that had a little bit of a promo battle this week with a Richard Holiday. Again, never heard of this person. I just think it's kind of funny how he's trying to tell me to promote myself when I've never heard of him and nor has anyone else. The only reason we've heard of him is because he literally tried to he was promoting about or trying to get heat on from Karrion Kross and Karrion Kross's new book. So I just, if you were trying to get heat, dude, Didn't work because I can't take you seriously. I can't take you seriously because you're an indie wrestler that no one's ever heard of. And yet you think that you are literally marketing yourself. Yeah, you're marketing yourself now because you actually have gotten Karrion Kross to consider you relevant enough to say a promo back to you. But I like Karrion's better. Karrion has a lot of talent. Something I saw in Curt once. Mr. Holiday, if you ever want to come and show me your matches, I would love to see them because I guarantee you that they're nothing but garbage wrestling. I have idolized the greatest wrestler to ever live, in my opinion. Curt was the greatest. Can you say the same? Have you been Intercontinental Champion? No. Have you been United States Champion, which Curt also was in WCW? Have you been AWA Heavyweight Champion? Have you been Portland Heavyweight Champion? No. I'll give you the fact that those are no longer in service. But you don't stand a chance. I'm totally serious, guys, when I say Curt Hennig could beat the crap out of this Richard Holiday and not even break a sweat. 2 seconds, he could have him down on the ground begging for his life because Curt was that good. Karrion's that good too. So, Mr. Holiday, as I would say on my political shows, though I'll be nicer. Anytime you want a promo battle with someone of a lesser caliber, that's just easy pickings. But when you start going after people who idolized great wrestlers, that's something else. I look forward to seeing that match between Karrion Kross and Richard Holiday. And anytime you want to come back and get a beaten Richard Holiday, you go ahead. I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to get personal. Promos are not about personal stuff. And it didn't affect me. Honestly, I actually think it was kind of fun to be jabbing with a indie wrestler. Oh, I should say an indie garbage wrestler. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt your feelings, Mr. Holiday? Come on my show and defend yourself. If you say no one watches my show, then I don't see a reason why you can't come on, Mr. Holiday. Come on my show and defend yourself. Defend your position. And we'll, watch some clips of the real wrestler, Curt Hennig. And he'll show you how it's done instead of your indie garbage wrestling. Challenges out there, Mr. Holiday. Will you accept? That's the question. All right. So let's get off that topic because I think I've said all I need to say. Ball's in your court. Today we are going to talk about Curt versus Buddy Rose. We are going to do the knee versus knee match. Very excited for this match because I think that well, not only am I excited for this match because again, this is the greatness of Curt Hennig. He could sell his ass off, and it's kind of tough because you're like, ugh, okay. Because I do think it was kind of a shoot match a little bit with Buddy Rose, but I also think that Curt is just so great at selling that he made you believe that he was really hurting, and I'll be like, ugh, okay, stop, stop. But I wanted to show something I didn't get to show. It's way back from May. It is Karrion Kross giving his thoughts on WWE and Sami Zayn. And it's from May 5th. Yeah, May 5th. So a little over 3 months ago. Well, 2 months ago. A little over 2 months ago. So we're gonna watch that. And then I'm going to show you something that I saw. It's from Buff Bagwell. I saw it over the week and the weekend, and it was partying with Curt, and then also was Curt mad about the whole Four Horsemen thing, the parody that the NWO did on the Four Horsemen. And as we all know, because people who watch my show will remember that we actually did that NWO parody. At least we did on Rumble, and we talked about it. I will actually do it again. We will revisit the parody that the NWO did on the Four Horsemen. Of course, my take is that Buff Bagwell made a very horrible Curt Hennig. That's just my take. That's my opinion. You're too tan. And you're not tall enough. You are a little short when it comes to, Curt and being like in a parody, I'm like, Kurt's taller than him. Why would you have Buff Bagwell in a Four Horsemen parody and make him Curt Hennig? He's a little too short. Okay. It was a great promo, though. I thought it was a great parody. I thought it was funny, and as I told my audience many times, the NWO parody was hilarious. I was laughing, and I'm sure Curt was too. Curt was laughing it up in the back. I'm sure he's like, "Damn, that's good." I mean, when it's comedy gold like that, and you guys know my opinion. I think that Eric Bischoff is an idiot for um, saying he was sorry for it and just apologizing for this great comedy work. And according to Kevin Nash, again, this is not me talking because I don't know. I was only 11 when this happened. It was in August. Yeah. Yeah, that parody will be coming up pretty soon. The anniversary of it, or if it hasn't gone by already. I don't know how many years. I mean, I'm 39 now, so if you take 39 minus 11, you get what, 28? So 28 years. Because I was 11 at the time of this parody. My thoughts, and everybody knows this. My thoughts is don't fix what ain't broken. It was awesome, and according to Kevin Nash, Arn Anderson gave him his cooler. So I get Arn was okay with it. If Arn wasn't okay with it, he should have said, "No, Bischoff, this is bullshit. I don't want this. I don't think this is funny, and I don't think this is good comedy, and I don't think this should be on a wrestling show." And Bischoff maybe would have second guessed it, but don't apologize for good stuff. Everyone was kind of stunned, but they were also laughing. The NWO people thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, and I was an NWO person. And this is right before Curt went to the NWO anyway. This was part of it. Though, like I said, I mean, Buff Bagwell makes a horrible Curt Hennig. An absolute horrible Curt Hennig. You're too short, Buff. Sorry. So my thoughts are irrelevant, I guess, when it comes to the parody. Everybody else had, their own thoughts. If you actually saw that parody, like I said, I was 11 when it happened. If you saw the parody, great. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you could probably find it on YouTube. Just look up NWO parody of the Four Horsemen. But then Sean Waltman would actually take that and do something even funnier, where Vince got to laugh at himself and the Nation of Domination got to laugh at themselves. As we all know, the DX did a parody on the Nation of Domination with The Rock and Farouk and all those guys. And then they also did a parody on the Corporation with Vince McMahon. And, Jesse James was the Vince McMahon, and they had the two midgets at his ass. was Jared Briscoe. Jared Briscoe and Pat Patterson. So I fail to see. Okay, it was not something you shouldn't have done in WCW, right? So that was taboo, right? But it's okay for Vince, and it's okay for everybody else, like The Rock and Vince, and they didn't do the corporate ministry; they just did the corporation. Because The Rock was in the corporation, and of course Triple H comes out as the Croc. So it was okay for WWE and Vince to laugh at himself, but it wasn't okay in WCW for the Four Horsemen to laugh at themselves. No, trust me, I'm sure Curt was laughing it up in the back. Probably thought, oh, yeah, okay. I'll get you back with a rib. That's probably what Curt was thinking. It only seems to be Ric Flair and Arn Anderson who got all butthurt over nothing. I mean, it was funny. I laughed my ass off, and I was only 11. And I wasn't laughing at Curt Hennig. Of course not. I was laughing at the fact that the Four Horsemen are just so over the top and dumb. I didn't like the Four Horsemen. And like I said, I don't really get the part where Curt joined them for 2 weeks just to turn on them. But that could have been Eric Bischoff. That could have been anything. Maybe it was Curt. Curt said, yeah, okay, I'll join him finally. The expense, the suspense is killing us, Is he going to be a Four Horseman? Is he going to be in the NWO? Because Curt was playing this I'm a free agent kind of thing like in football. What team will he go to? I'm guessing that's the thought behind it, but I don't know. I don't know how much creative leeway Curt had in those days. Because I was never in those meetings between him and Eric Bischoff. From a fan standpoint, honestly, I thought it was hilarious. That's just me, I guess. And then Curt would eventually turn to the NWO anyway and make fun of Arn Anderson too. With his spot. In fact, I just saw on WCW, the channel, the YouTube channel, you can find it. Just look up WCW. On the WCW channel, they literally had when Curt, the Nitro after Curt turns on Ric Flair and shuts the cage door on his head. We will revisit that, by the way. we will revisit that. But it's getting to the point, guys, where people are getting so uptight about nothing. No, you couldn't do that today because people would get. There's some people who get all butthurt who love, Arn Anderson and love Ric Flair. Though I don't know why you would like Ric Flair. It seems like I was talking to my man the other day. I was like, it seems like Curt Hennig paid for what Ric Flair did. And Curt didn't do it. He paid the price for what Ric Flair did on the plane ride from hell. Now, stop me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't seem fair, does it? So Ric Flair has lived a life of luxury that Curt never got to. Because Curt always got blamed for shit that Flair did. And Flair was worse. He forced himself on a woman. Curt didn't do that. Curt would never do that. That's not even in his vocabulary. And I'm sure if Curt saw what Flair was doing, he wouldn't have beaten the shit out of him. Saying, what the hell's the matter with you? You don't do that kind of shit. I don't care if you're drunk off your ass. I don't care if you're higher than a kite. You still don't force yourself on a woman. And guess who paid for it? Not Ric Flair. He's still woo. He's still at fucking wrestling. He should not even be near a wrestling ring. He is. What he did on the plane ride from hell is SA. It just is. I'm going to have to take that out for YouTube, but my sentiments exactly. All right, so let's get to this stuff. We have up first Karrion Kross. So I'm going to get that up for you. I'm just going to take a 5-minute break and I'll be right back. See you on the flip side. All right, and we're back. All right, here we go. This is Karrion Kross's thoughts on Sami Zayn.
Kathy Kelly here with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Now, Karrion, last Monday, you asked Sami Zayn to make the right decision. Well, after your chat, he subsequently rejected Seth Rollins' offer and was attacked by both Seth and Braun Breaker following their match. So do you feel as though he made the right or wrong decision there?
Well, we can't ignore that. Kathy, it sounds to me like we have some fellow bad guys in the audience here in Nebraska.
And everywhere.
And A-Town Down Under, very interesting. Well, you want to talk about Sami Zayn? Let's talk about Sami Zayn. No doubt about it, he's got a guilty conscience with his participation in the reign of terror from the OG bloodline, and he just wants to make the right decision. Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel that Sami Zayn made the right decision turning down Seth Rollins last Monday night on Raw? Mixed reactions, shades of gray. I like that. You know what? I can't judge. I'm no saint. As a matter of fact, some people have even referred to me as a killer. But I'll say this. I'm nobody special. I'm just the devil you know versus the devils you don't. Kathy, what do you think? What would you do in this situation? Would you join Seth Rollins?
I mean, he didn't pose the question to me, but you do leave
No, just
Omaha with
answer
a
the
lot
question.
to think about. So thank you so much.
Such a cop-out, such a cop-out. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Kathy would have joined Seth Rollins had he asked her?
Probably.
Well, on that note, I think we should get back to the action. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take another 5-minute break. Be right back with you. Okay, and we're back, guys. So here we are. I wanted to show this because I think this is what I was talking about earlier. You know, Curt's reaction to the whole Four Horsemen thing. And Buff Bagwell is going to answer the questions. So I'm going to leave it into Buff Bagwell's hands. And definitely, let him answer because I wouldn't say him and Curt were close. But I will say that I did see a video earlier of Buff Bagwell basically saying he was scared to death of Rick Rude. Oh my gosh. Ravishing Rick Rude. Yes, he was definitely scared that Rude was going to hurt him. But Rude was always nice to him, he said. Thought he was a really cool guy. They like to party together just like he did with Curt. So I just think that's hilariously funny. Like he actually really thought that Rick was gonna kill him. But Rick was such a nice guy that, he just, I mean, like Curt, he's like that happy-go-lucky with Curt, especially when he's smoked a few. So I think that it's just kind of funny and cool how Buff Bagwell kind of freaked out over nothing, in my opinion. But all right, here we go.
Please wish my brother a happy birthday for the Four Horsemen parody. Did Curt Hennig help you, and what was his response to it? I know Arn was highly offended.
Yeah, well, Arn is an idiot.
Curt I never even spoke to Curt about it, but my character as Curt didn't really do anything ugly. It was I mean, how can you dog out Curt
That
Hennig
was
anyway?
not-
There's no way to tell you.
That
he
was
Mr.
not
Perfect.
exactly what Curt would do, but
So yeah, but
You don't want to be on his bad side either, right? He was tough,
you
right?
do not. I remember, like I said, all them boys were super tough, and Curt knew I was pretty tough, and so before we had to shoot this I wrestled him for like a career versus career match
I
at
remember
his
that.
end, and they put me over Curt Hennig, which was crazy, but I'll never forget that. South Padre Island on Monday Night Nitro, and I went over, and before we shot the match, we did a little pre-tape. And man, when they said action, he open hand slapped me with a Bagwell slap that I've never been hit with a Bagwell slap. Well, I have by my mother, but it's been a long time. And bro, when it was over, I said, "Brother, what's up with that?" He goes, "I knew if I did that, I would get you in the mood." And you don't know if it's a rib. I mean, them boys are so quick. But regardless, it did work.
It was probably a rib.
His shit snapped right back and slapped him right back. And it was a really good pre-tape that we did. But Curt Hennig was super professional. But yeah, that was, I think, one of the best things we ever did. I think he was one of X-Pac's best things he's ever done as the Ric Flair parody.
He was brutal as Ric Flair.
It was hilarious.
It was really phenomenal. I mean,
It was
very
hilarious.
good at what he does, but
he kept
really
crying.
nailed that. It was great, and it was tremendous. And then Nash, of course, is always perfect. It was a really good thing. But I think Arn took it the worst, and but I love all
because
those
of Ric
guys.
Flair, probably.
We were just doing that kind of stuff, and it was working, and so NWO did that kind of stuff, and ain't like we thought of it, we did what we were told to do.
Yeah, I think that was more of a
and it's a ratings war at the end of the day. I mean, that's how you win the ratings, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's true. It's very true that it was a ratings war, and they were trying to win it. And I just don't understand where exactly. The thing is, I think Arn Anderson got pissed off because Flair got pissed off and talked him into being pissed off about the whole parody thing. I'm sure Curt was just like, whatever. You're too short to be me, Bagwell. And I'm surprised he caught that, because I mean, just the way he did it, real slow. Maybe he was trying to do it real slow because he can't do that, or Curt kind of does it faster. He throws the towel behind him and then catches it. But that was Curt, right? It was probably a rib when he slapped Bagwell. That was probably a rib. But when it comes to stuff like that, I mean, honestly, I think it was Ric Flair that talked Arn Anderson into it, because I mean, Arn seemed okay with it, or he wouldn't have given Kevin Nash his cooler. According to Kevin Nash, that's what happened. So, I mean, I don't know if Kevin Nash is a liar. I don't know. I don't know Kevin Nash personally. I'd like to think he's not lying about that Arn Anderson actually did give him his cooler and said had a good time, Like I said, the only thing I could think of is Flair was already butthurt about it. Curt had to act butthurt, but he wasn't. He was just like, yeah, okay. But it's good to laugh at yourself. I mean, these guys could laugh at themselves, except for Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. They could basically laugh at themselves and be like, okay, that was pretty good. And then, leave it at that. So, like I said, the only reason I could see Arn Anderson having an issue after the fact is because Ric Flair told him he should. Well, they made you look like a drunk, and they made you look like this and that. It was funny. It was a joke. It's called a joke. What did you guys do when you guys got ribbed? Did you get all butthurt because of that too? Oh, how dare you rib me? I was watching something with William Regal, and William Regal was talking about the time where Ric Flair lost his shit because he was stupid and didn't get any insurance on a gym, a Gold's Gym that he opened in I think it was North Carolina, which is the mecca of hurricanes. Most of the time, North and South Carolina usually get hits with hurricanes. And the hurricane wiped out this Gold's Gym. And dumbass over on the other side, Ric Flair, didn't get any insurance. So he was pissed about that. And then he was also pissed that he couldn't get the right car because he's Ric Flair. You know what? No one gives a fuck. Especially the people who were renting the car to you. They could care less who you are. Literally. But he's pounding William Regal said he's pounding on the steering wheel. He's pounding on the dash. I'm Ric Flair. I should get what I want. Now you understand why I hate Ric Flair. I would have been laughing at him too. I would have been laughing all the way down the road. And they were in a desert. They were in a desert. I would have been laughing at his ass going, really? Really? You think you're the nature boy? You're nothing but whatever his real name is. I forgot what it is. But Ric Flair is not really Ric Flair. He's not the nature boy. He's whoever he is in real life. And the fact that he can't blur that line, or he has to blur that line in between his gimmick and his real life, shows you that you can't take him seriously. Curt knew when to shut it off and be Curt Hennig at home. He also knew when to turn on and be Mr. Perfect, or be Curt Hennig that he was in WCW, in Portland, and in AWA. That's the difference. The difference is he knew how to be at home. He knew how to be a father. Ric Flair didn't. Look at David Flair. Look at Reese. His son, who's no longer with us. Look at his daughter. Marriage number 3. She's now divorced. He's been divorced 5 times. I think at a certain point we just say, sorry, Rick, marriage is not for you. Not for you, sorry. Honestly, Ric Flair looks like soiled old leather. He looks horrible. He's not in shape. He doesn't look, he's not like 40 anymore. He's not 30 or 40 anymore. He's 70. 76, I think. 76, 77 years old. And he still thinks he's relevant. Guys, you can't make this up. He is not relevant. He literally is not relevant in any capacity. And yet he still thinks he's the nature boy. Though I do like Stone Cold's little thing for him. Do you like nature? Do you like boys? No, don't answer that. And I honestly, if Ric Flair was I'm Ric Flair, rah, rah, I would have like, slow down before you blow your pacemaker, kid. Jeez. Hang on a second. I mean, he's ridiculous. He's a 77-year-old man acting like he's 30. I'm guessing women just want to sleep with him just because he has money. But he doesn't. He doesn't. If you listen to like Ole Anderson, he owes money to people that that are not even alive anymore. In fact, I think he owed money to Ole. Just saying, I've seen those interviews with Ole Anderson, with I did see one with Arn Anderson, and he was talking about, well, what if Curt Hennig was in the Four Horsemen and he seemed to be on the same dreamland that Ric Flair was on? Oh, wouldn't it be so great if Curt was a Four Horseman? He was a Four Horseman for 2 weeks. Isn't that good enough? I'm sorry. I don't like Arn Anderson, okay? I don't like his wrestling. I don't like him. And I sure as heck don't like Ric Flair. As if you couldn't tell. As a person or a wrestler, I didn't get Flair's style. Although that he would hurt guys by chopping them in the chest really hard. Brett said his chest was so swollen from Flair's chops, he could barely move. I don't know. I know Curt chopped, but I doubt he chopped as hard as Flair. So, you leave it to that point. Curt was just an all-around better wrestler. And I couldn't agree more that I think Curt was right. I think Ric Flair has always wanted to be Curt Hennig. That's just from an old promo. But I honestly do think it's true. I think that Flair was always jealous of Curt. Not only was he second generation, but he was a better wrestler than Flair could ever have wished to have been. Hell, I think Nick Bockwinkel was better than Ric Flair. And I mean, Nick is okay. Wherever Nick is. Do you ever have a dream where like someone, like my man's friend, like threatens my life because his friend passed, and he threatened my life and said, if you hurt him, bad things are going to happen to you. I mean, I dreamed about that. I was like, that was an interesting dream where my man's friend literally threatened my life. His best friend did it too. Okay. So anyway, now we're going to go to, this is called a typical night with Curt Hennig, a typical night out with Curt Hennig, with Buff Bagwell. So let me take a 5-minute break. Be right back with you. Okay. And we're back. All right. So here we go.
So from Eric Dolan here, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Buff, do you have any great stories about working with Curt Hennig? So you kind of started with that one tonight, but
yeah, Curt was a character, man. I mean, he was so much fun. I got along with Curt real well. Curt had a thing that a lot of the boys knew about, and it was called Rainbow Stew. If you wanted to party with Curt, he would give you pills, but you had to take it the way he wanted you to. And he did this thing called Rainbow Stew, and it was,
oh boy, this would be, I mean, I gag on Tylenol and Midol. I can't imagine doing this. I mean, I would try with Curt, if he asked me to, I'd be like, okay, I'll try it, but if I vomit, it's your fault. Like I said, I gag when taking Tylenol. I gag when taking Midol, for heaven's sake. So I can't imagine doing what Buff Bagwell is going to describe here in a few seconds with, myself. I can't imagine doing it. And with Jack Daniels too. I mean, I've never had Jack. I had Jaeger straight, and oh my gosh. Let's just say I don't remember how I got to the couch, just that I got to a couch. But anyway, I just want to, if I had to do this, I'd be like, nope, sorry, Curt, I can't do that. Because I will die. All right, here we go.
it's like different color pills, and you had to take them with him. You had to take them and gargle a shot of Jack Daniels. And it was, I did it once, and I would never, ever, ever do it again. It was so hard. I choked and gagged, and I mean, I went around that bar choking and gagging for an hour. So it was the craziest thing I've ever done. I didn't think it'd be that hard. It was very hard. But that was one of the Curt Hennig things he always did to all the boys was, you had to walk around Curt with your hand over your bottle because he'd bomb you. It was called H-bomb. There were these pills called halcyons that would knock you down. But if you put them in a beer, it fizzed over. So you actually walked around with your beer like this if you're around Curt Hennig because you never knew when he was going to H-bomb you.
Wow.
Oh boy.
So now when he would have you take this mixture of pills, was he doing it with you or he's just making this own concoction for you to take by yourself?
He did it with you at the same time.
He did it with you.
So you're taking the same stuff that Curt.
Yes.
And he would show you how to do it.
Find
That's
some peace in that, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I went about to do it without him. So he does it first. He shows you first. Okay. And I'm like, wow. And he does the, I'm like, oh my God. So my turn. Oh boy. Here we go. And buddy, at the first second, I'm like, oh my. Oh. And I go ahead and swallow it. And then it's just a choking, gagging, on the puke. But I don't want to waste the pills. He's like, don't you waste those. Don't you waste them. And I'm like, trying not to puke. Oh my God. But it was a
what's the outcome of that, or do you not remember?
Oh boy.
I don't remember.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember it started at Cowboys in Kennesaw, and I don't remember.
That's rough.
They told me I had fun.
Well, there you go. They wouldn't lie to you.
When you really look back at it, I mean, really, I don't even get it. We don't remember hardly anything. We just felt like we were having fun. There was a time period that was fun, but it was a big part where there wasn't any fun. It just was a blackout pretty quick,
Yeah. Well, when you develop an addiction where now you have to have these
there you
drugs,
go.
You have to have these drugs. It's like, it's kind of like the shake. You have to do it, right? You're forcing it.
And it's embarrassing for me to go back and really think about when that day was, because it was early. It was early when I had crossed the invisible line, they call it. And I had to have it not to hurt now, not to go through some kind of withdrawal, either opiate or alcohol. I remember just feeling like I didn't know what it was, and Lex knew what it was. And it was like,
honestly, I think this is, and again, we can beat a dead horse, but this goes back to, big pharma selling pills directly to professional athletes, such as wrestlers, and knowing the effects that it would literally get them hooked, and they would have to, take more of them, and they would eventually overdose. I mean, let's be real here. Let's, face facts, guys. This is facts. This is literally the fact that, these big pharma companies, they wanted to get wrestlers hooked on these pills, and they did. Wrestlers needed them to not be in pain or not feel any effects after wrestling. And that's what these guys were counting on. This is what big pharma was counting on. This is literally their bread and butter right here, is literally taking all these pills so that these guys would eventually need more and more, and they would mix it with alcohol because, well, it's not going to hurt me. And that's why a lot of them overdosed. So, all right, let's get on a happier note. That was partying with Curt Hennig. I just think it's funny that, like I said, guys, I gag whenever I take Tylenol, Motrin, or Midol. So I can't imagine taking all these pills and just gargling Jack Daniels. I'd be like, I do that on Tylenol, for heaven's sake. I do it on Midol, for heaven's sake. I just don't like, I mean, I have to take like water or something, to make sure that the pill goes down correctly. But I mean, I can't imagine just, he definitely was Mr. Perfect for sure. But he would be like, don't waste the pill. Sorry, can't help it. I'm like, Curt, I'm not doing that. Unless you want me to vomit all over you. I don't think you like that. And I know myself. So, like, like I said, when I'm just trying to take, something simple like Midol or something, I'm just like, yeah, no. Ugh, the God, I hate that. And I used to take big pills like Dayquil, like whenever I would get like a cold or something, I would take Dayquil. And oh my God, I can't tell you on how many pills I almost puked on because like they're like this big. I shit you not. They're like this big and they're like this big around. And I mean, to take them, they're like horse pills. I mean, eventually you get used to it when I was sick. I'm not sick anymore. Like, I remember I used to get sick like twice a year. And then for some time I stopped and then I got pregnant and had my son. And guess what? I was back to getting sick again. But for right now, knock on wood, I haven't, gotten sick anytime soon. And I'm starting to take vitamins for, vitamin C and stuff. So hopefully I'm building up my immune system so that I don't get sick. Um, I know when my son would get the stomach flu, guess who would give it to? Me. I'm like, I hate this. Of course, not to gross anybody out or anything, but through most of my pregnancy, I actually did have morning sickness the whole time. And it was like 2 or 3 times a day. I shit you not. I can't lie about this. There was at one point I had morning sickness so bad. I was like, this kid hates me. This kid really hates me. My son does not hate me. But I mean, it's kind of funny when the morning sickness stopped, like literally a month right before I had my son. And I don't know how I gained any weight because literally I was literally having morning sickness 2 and 3 times a day every day for 8 months. For 8 months. um so if you ever want to be in the life of a woman who was pregnant and didn't have a lot of fun with it, it was a wonderful experience being pregnant. I just one time I excuse me, I'm sorry. I worked for this company locally, and the bathrooms were right beside each other, the men's bathroom and the women's bathroom. And my boss heard me having morning sickness and said, "You should get an award for that." I went, "Oh my God, you heard me?" Oh, I was so embarrassed. I was like, that's like when you're at your worst, and I wasn't even hungover. So if men ever want to know what it's like to be pregnant and have morning sickness throughout the whole entire most of the pregnancy, um, get drunk, really drunk, so drunk that you pass out, don't remember, and then have a really bad hangover the next day. Every single day for 8 months. That's what it was like. Of course, you only have to do it like once or twice, right? Because the hangover only lasts for so long, and then you're like, okay, not doing that again. um, Imagine doing it 2 or 3 times a day, every day for 8 months. Yeah, that was not fun. But I got through it, and I had my son, of course, and he's a very happy and healthy 8-year-old, going to be 9 in October. So we're very excited about that. Anyway, let's get to our main event. We are going to revisit the knee versus knee match, which is Buddy Rose versus Curt Hennig. I will take a 5-minute break and we'll catch you on the flip side. All right, we're back, guys. All right, so here we go. This is knee versus knee match. It's Curt Hennig and Buddy Rose. And we're for those who are listening on YouTube, if you want to find it, it's Buddy Rose v. Curt Hennig, 1 of 3. It's on YouTube. I also have it downloaded and recorded in case YouTube would ever find copyrights with it. I don't know why. So anyway, here we go.
Curt Hennig facing toward the camera against the Playboy, Buddy Rose. And I don't know exactly how to tell you what title to put on this match. It's for knees. In other words, they're trying to injure each other, and they're going after the knee. It started out a few weeks ago. Hennig hurt his knee, re-injured it. It had been injured when his dad was here, Larry the Axe Hennig. Then no one knew much about it then. Larry Hennig got injured by the Army. Curt Hennig has been after them ever since. One of the members of the Army, Dizzy Hogan. I'll see what Hennig has to say. He's going to grab the mic.
No disqualification match. There's no rules in this match. That's what was made last week.
Can't get out of it now, Buddy Rose.
And
get him, Curt.
Hennig has bandages under both of his knee pads. It was the left one that he injured, as I recall.
Pay attention, Rose.
Buddy Rose had his left one worked on pretty good. Had a little trouble a couple times this week with it.
You missed.
Looks very mobile. Now, we get a good crowd out here for the 3rd of July. A lot of folks staying home, apparently, or coming to Portland from other places. Maybe all the Portlanders are out of town. Well, we had a few people talking about being here from Centralia and Chehalis. One fella introduced himself from Walla Walla. He watches our syndicated program that goes into Washington and Idaho and British Columbia, called Big Time Wrestling. Some of you folks up north familiar with that. You're in that in-between area where you get both shows, Portland Wrestling and Big Time. And the Wail on the Beach cry starts from the crowd. It really upsets Buddy Rose. After he lost the world champion Ric Flair, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, he left the Northwest for a while, went to the East in Hawaii. Said he lost 18 pounds, 17, 18 pounds. Well, I think maybe he's gained it back. At any rate, he really hates to have the crowd get on him about his weight. Oh! Upside down into the corner, and there goes Hennig working on the knee. He wants to pay back for his daddy and for himself. It was Hogan who originally got his knee down at Salem. And ever since then, the Army's been trying to get it, and now Hennig is the one working on the leg. This is the best 2 out of 3 falls. No disqualification. The Playboy, Buddy Rose. Rose tried to get a hold there. Hennig very wisely saw the foot, grabbed it, put it in the hold. Now it slips away from him, but it's okay as far as he's concerned. Well, it's used against him. The right leg used. And Buddy Rose taken down again. Kicks to the knee. He's going to work it outside toe hold effectively. All the pressure right there on the ankle and on the knee. Trying to lay back and alleviate some of the pressure. Now turning the foot inside. Turning it outside. Buddy Rose laid back and nearly got counted out. Turning it outside again. Curt Hennig. I'll tell you, these two guys, neither one wants to just beat the other. They are literally out to put each other out of action. They admit it readily, including Hennig, who's normally not that kind of person. He said with Rose, somebody's got to do it. Dr. D doesn't care for Rose simply because he sees Rose pushing into my business, and I don't need anybody in my business. And if I did ever need anybody, Rose would be the last one I'd need. She says, I'm going to be number one. I'm the star here. Rose is going to have to learn that. Well, Buddy, you know, ain't taking lightly to that. But Rose might run into the problem of having so many people lined up to get at him that might cause him, for the first time in years, to run into more trouble than he can handle. Right now, he's got Hennig in the ring. He's got Dr. D saying, don't mess with me anymore, boy. Just waiting for a shot at him. He's really stepping back and getting a good kick to the, that time it's working on the hamstrings. He's got a hold of that left leg, wrapped up. Rose is hanging by his left leg, not trying to crawl back up on the apron. And Sandoval really can't do much. It's a no disqualification. You try to keep him in the ring. Playboy Buddy Rose not able to put any weight down on the left leg. Buddy Rose having his troubles with Hennig. Now Curt going out into the crowd after him. A kick behind the knee, and Buddy Rose is hurting. Curt Hennig has really been giving it to him. It's a no DQ, but you're supposed to stay in the ring.
Come on, Curt. Let's go, Curt. What's the matter, Buddy Rose? You can't take the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
20 seconds outside the ring, and Curt is giving Rose some added time by moving up a few times into a position of interference, and that stops the count and starts it over again. Sandy Barr trying to keep him back. Now, if he moves up like that, stops the count. Plus, Buddy Rose playing a little possum. They've got each other by the hair. They both are pulling on the hair. And Buddy didn't get in the ring like he wanted to. Hennig working it. And you got to remember, the case of a good offense being a good defense. While he's doing this, Rose cannot be working on Hennig's knee. And Curtis is doing his thing. Figure four leg lock around a steel ring post. The count on Hennig is that he's outside the ring. He's got to be careful not to let that count of 20 get away from him. Now he's back in, and Rose is in a whole heap of trouble. Turning him over, a half crab. A half crab, definite submission hold. Rose saying no. You hear the crowd, you know what they want. A half crab. And I tell you right now, Curtis does not care if he submits or not. He finally does, and Hennig doesn't want to let go of the hold. Finally push of it. Curt Hennig winning the first fall. And he did it all to the left leg of Buddy Rose. Now, Buddy, I've seen him come back a lot. He's going to have to come back tough here. Get ready. Getting ready to take down once again the Towns. We're going to tell you about where the wrestling is coming up this week. And in fact, I'm going to run ahead a little bit for you into next week so that you can make your plans. We tell you so often, we try to bring you all the excitement of professional wrestling as best we can. And I think our crew and our directors do a heck of a job of doing that. I want to straighten out on Tom Peterson. I gave you the wrong information. They're open to midnight Sunday. And then all day Monday they're open up until 9 p.m.
I didn't want
So it's
to
midnight Sunday.
do a lot of editing today.
Okay, gang. The official challenge out by Rocky Johnson for a stretcher match to the man you're looking at, or David Schultz, Dr. Dior, Rip Oliver. For,
What's the matter,
the
Buddy
interview
Rose? I
time,
thought
which
you
is
could
the
take
rest
the heat.
period between rounds. Buddy Rose did not leave the ring. He stayed in the ring. Hennig in the ring. The referee coming down the aisle. Bell rings. Three out there talking to Rose about the bell is rung. Get in here and wrestle. Curt Hennig. Would it be too corny to say getting the upper knee? Now Rose coming back. Now Rose suddenly has a different attitude. Rose just came up the aisle and yelled, "Bonham, it's supposed to be a wrestling match. Not supposed to be trying to hurt one another." And if you've seen Rose wrestle even once, you know that is a complete change of attitude, and maybe because of the situation he's in. Right back to the half crab, and we could have two straight falls here. This is an awfully tough one. He's got it low. That is to say that the other leg is flat. Now he's bringing it up high to get more leverage, but if he gets that right knee underneath him, it's the only escape except to get to the ropes. Except to get to the ropes. Sandy Barr not calling it yet. Apparently did, or Hennig decided
It's
to
no
jam that knee
DQ. It's
into
no
the mat.
DQ. The ropes don't matter.
It is a no DQ match, so there really shouldn't be any calling of it for being in the ropes. He's trying to shove his foot down his mouth. He is trying to shove Buddy Rose's size 13 right down his mouth. And he got it done. Only momentarily. That's the first time we've ever seen that one. And over the years,
Sure as
many
that
have
would be the
threatened to
last
do it.
time.
Curt Hennig working on the knee. Remember now, he's got a bad knee also, but so far he's not allowed Rose to get at it at all. The referee not counting because there is no DQ. Watch out. Hennig let his knee get in range. And Buddy Rose hammered on it. The left knee of Curt Hennig's, which has been hurting a lot of people, including promoter Don Owen, said last weekend again this week. Told me that he said, I don't believe Hennig should be back in the ring. He said it last week. I think he should give it another week's rest. Whoa! Buddy Rose catching it onside the head. And Rose gets a shot on Hennig's knee. And Rose going outside. Curt Hennig now the one in trouble. And uses a chair on it. And again, steel folding chair pounding on the left knee of Curt Hennig. Rose gingerly walking around the ring, trying to get some of the circulation back and the pain out of his own left knee as he has been working on Hennig's. Curt Hennig. And now the tide has turned. But he rose as things going his way, at least for the moment. Left leg being worked on.
I mean, Curt is really selling here. Oh my gosh. I'm like cringing. Every time Curt, I'm like, oh geez.
Rose had that advantage. His knee was healthy going into the match last week. He had it worked on pretty good. He had it worked on down at Salem. He had it worked on here tonight throughout. First fall action and in here to the second fall. But it is now Rose working on Hennig. Rose has injured many a wrestler. Hennig has never put anyone out of action. He looked like he was working at it with a vengeance, but he let himself get into a position where his opponent could get at that very, very weak spot, which is his left knee. And finally he kicks off. Rose goes sailing through the ropes. He's coming back in. Let's see if Hennig can protect himself. Hennig gets to the left knee of Playboy, and again. And again. See if Hennig could come back. He won the first fall. Body drop, and it is Hennig back in command. Scissors on the leg. Now bending that leg sideways, the knee. And all the strain on the ligaments. The worst possible thing that can happen to not only an athlete, anyone, as far as the leg injury is concerned, is to have torn ligaments, particularly the inside ligaments. And that is exactly what Curt Hennig is working on now. He is literally trying to tear
Come
those
on,
ligaments.
Curt.
If they're stretched, it's painful enough. But torn ligaments,
I don't want to
months
know.
and months and months to recover from. That's exactly where this hold puts the pressure. However, Curt Hennig's left leg is hurting too, remember. The Playboy's working on it. Laying back, trying to get some relief. Playboy almost counted out. The Playboy crow hopping around on one leg. The left knee is hurting. Is Curt going to go out after him? He's going to grab him from inside the ring. Slam the face into the apron. Watch out, buddy. Got a hold of the leg outside. Wraps it around the ring post one time. Goes to the knee with the steel folding chair. And again. And again. It's a no disqualification match. Keep that in mind. Rose takes him out to the middle of the ring. And he's going to turn him into a half crab position. A half crab, the crowd. We want Curt. Is their cry. I don't know how Hennig can hold out long against this.
We want Curt. Let's go, Curt.
Coming into
Let's
the match.
go, Curt.
And this pressure probably is the most painful of all the holds. He's trying to work it to the side.
Let's go, Curt.
He's up on one knee. He got that right leg up. He goes to work. Maybe he can get out of it. Elbows, smashes, and that right leg is taken flat again. We mentioned that earlier when Hennig had the hold. And he has to give it up. He has to give it up. We're all even at a fall apiece. Buddy Rose wins the second fall. And our main event, the first of our double main event. Later on, Oliver defends his championship against Rocky Johnson. Remember, we'll be bringing you what happened there after we go off TV. You can hear it on radio, KYXI radio tomorrow morning. Let's face it, more dangerous fireworks are available. Although I like everybody to have a good time, I do hope that you guys, you little kids, don't play with them firecrackers. Get the big kids to do it if you got to do it. You big kids, show you some responsibility, huh? And be very, very careful. Hearing something the other day, I think it's 12,000 people suffer injuries in the United States on the 4th of July. We sure don't want that to happen to anybody we love, or anybody we don't love for that matter. Well, it's down to one knee, isn't it? Each man's got one knee hurting, and it's down to the last fall. Curt Hennig, Playboy, Buddy Rose. Let's see what happens. They're locking up in a traditional test of strength with the hands, and of course that was a fake by Rose. He's going for the knee all the time, and I thought Hennig would have been too. I tell you, you got your experience in wrestling in many years, a lot of wrestlers, and then you've got your experience in this kind of match. And maybe the experience isn't going to make all that much difference, as Curt Hennig's anger is carrying him very well. He's got a hold of the steel chair this time, and he put it to the knee on Buddy Rose. And Hennig has the upper hand, upper foot, the upper knee, whatever you want to call it. We're in third fall action. Now he makes it to the ropes. That will not get him a break. This is a no disqualification match. That will not get him a break. He's trying to get all the way out of the ring and get away from him, but Hennig's got a hold of the left leg. Hennig's left leg is hurting. Rose is the one that's worrying most about it now. His left knee being worked on. The left leg wrapped around the middle rope. Rose reaching back and into the eyes of Hennig. Buddy Rose out of the ring. Now grabs the leg. He's going to try to get it over in the corner where he can use the ring post. Remember, this is no disqualification. Rose is being countered. Dr. D coming from the dressing room. Dr. D with his right hand kick. Dr. D with the knuckles on his right hand. I don't know what. He's motioning.
Wow.
He's him in the ring. He's somewhere right now.
This leads to Curt and Dr. D, so we'll
Dr.
watch that
D
next
unloaded.
week.
He's got tape over his knuckles. Don't know if he's got anything taped under it or not, but he unloaded on Buddy Rose. It's no disqualification. It's no DQ. And he's not stopping the count. Sandy Barr not making any ruling about the interference.
I mean, he can. It's no disqualification.
He's counted out of the ring. He is counted out. Hennig wins the third fall and the match. And Dr. D being offered the handshake from Curt Hennig. And Dr. D saying, Hennig, you can have it too, because I don't like anybody. Dr. D unloads on Curt Hennig also. Sandy Barr's coming in now, trying to break it up and get Dr. D out of there.
All right, I think we can stop there. So I just want to say a few things before we do leave today. Thank you so much for joining me. We will watch the Dr. D match again with Curt Hennig because, again, it's a great match, I think. And of course, Curt wins because Dr. D can't stop cheating. Good heel that he is. But I'd like to thank you again for humoring me at the beginning. Listening to that promo. I know it needs a little bit of work, but I think that if I keep watching Curt, I think that definitely it will get to where Curt was at least. But everyone's going to hear shameless plugs now. And again, next week we will be revisiting the Dr. D match. Of course, this is the knee versus knee match with Buddy Rose. And again, thank you so much for joining me. If you could please like and subscribe, like and then subscribe and share my content with all your wrestling fans that like Curt Hennig or just like old time wrestling. And I'd like to say that YouTube has changed their policies. So now if you watch my program, the only way it's going to register as watched is if you hit the like button. So please hit the like button, like, subscribe, and share. And well, that's it for me. I'll see you next week. We will watch another Curt Hennig match. We'll probably get some Rick Rude in there too because he is a hit. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and I will see you next week. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Bye, guys. Hey, Curt Hennig fans. Hello and welcome to the Shameless Plugs. I wanted to do an updated version because I no longer have Patreon. I don't know if anyone has seen and down in the description field. The first shameless plug I would like to do is for my Cash App and my PayPal account. If you can donate, please, please, please donate today. I actually had one donation, but that was more for my birthday. So anyway, if you can donate, please see the links in the description field for my PayPal and my Cash App. I'd like to start off by saying also, and I will say this at the end, I have an AI outro that is AI generated. I actually made a country song dedicated to Curt. I made several. Just in case there also maybe in the future or right now is going to be an AI intro. So I just want to let you know that the intro also could be AI, and this is for Amazon. Excuse me. This is for YouTube only. YouTube only. So the first shameless plug I would like to do is Kit Cabello. He is one of my great, great friends. Excuse me. I love him to death. And what a great man, great guy, all around great friend as well. You can catch him on Heartlands Media. That's 9 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday, and he will tell it like it is. Trust me, he will tell it like it is. Can't say enough great things about Kit Cabello. Also, check out Angel Riviera. He is in Angel in the Afternoon, and of course, he is my host for Pro Wrestling Talk. Pro Wrestling Talk is every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though those are scheduled to change due to family issues or WrestleMania or a pay-per-view. Also, I would like you to, but definitely check out Angel in the Afternoon. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he also tells it like it is. Way to go, Angel. Okay, on to deconstructing topics. My big brother, Dave. I can't say enough great things about Dave. He is a big supporter of mine, and I'm a big supporter of him. If you check out Deconstructing Topics, he has his own show. I'm not sure what episode he's on right now, but he has a great podcast. Please, please, please listen to it. You can check it out on YouTube. I don't know if he's on Rumble, but I'll see if I can get a Rumble link. All these links are in the description field if you want to check these people out. Also, I'd like to mention my little kid brother, Alex Knight. We are actually not really related, but I see him like a little brother. So anyway, Alex Knight, you can find him on Angel in the Afternoon. You can also catch him on Pro Wrestling Talk. And I think he's going to do a baseball podcast with Angel as well. So check that out. That'll be on Sundays. I'm not sure the time. I'll have to get that from Angel later. But I just want to make sure that you check him out because he is a great person. and someone I can call friend and little brother. The next shameless plug I'd like to do really fast is Black Magic Talk is my other show, guys. If you would like to check that out, all you have to do is click the link in the description field, and blessed be to you if you are also a witch, wizard, or warlock, or whatever you call yourself. You can check that out in the description field. We have a lot of fun over there. I love to have on special guests, especially Sonia Smith. She's a very dear friend of mine. I hope you will subscribe to all these people on YouTube or on Rumble. We are also on Rumble. The Rumble description field, the link is in the description field. Sorry. If you would like to check that out, this will be going on YouTube, of course, because I don't need this for Rumble. I could put it on Rumble. I think I might. So if you are on Rumble watching this and you would like to see the YouTube version of this, it's mostly audio that you will see, except for this part, right? Just check us out on YouTube. The link is in the description field. And again, if you want to check out Black Magic Talk, you can check that out too, where we talk everything pagan and Wiccan. There is no evil or black magic, of course. It's all great fun, and we have a good time. If you like a personal tarot reading from me, click the link in the description field below. I can get you my, my pricing and stuff. If you would like to be a guest on the Black Magic Talk, or if you'd like to be on Pro Wrestling Talk, you can DM me on X. My X is in the description field for both Black Magic Talk and for Curt Hennig podcast. Go ahead and hit those in the description field and DM me, and feel free to ask if you'd like to be a guest. If there's anything else, concerns, or if you would like to just give feedback, you can always DM us on X and so on. Just want to mention my Cash App and my PayPal account are in the description field. If you can give to the show, great. If not, please enjoy the show. That's what we are mainly here for, just for your entertainment purposes only. And again, I will reiterate that the AI outro song is AI generated. That is for everyone, for Rumble and for YouTube. Also, there could be an AI intro song. Just want to let you know that if there's ever an intro song, it is AI generated on YouTube. I created a couple of songs here and there, a couple of country songs I think that Curt would like. So I hope you check those out. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect or Curt Hennig. Nobody.
In a small town gym with wooden floors, he'd lace up his boots, he'd settle the scores. With a suplex or a lariat, he'd stand tall. Curt Hennig, the hero we all recall. Oh, Mr. Perfect, the man we admire. In the wrestling ring, he set hearts on fire. From the farm to the glory, he took his stand. A true country legend, the perfect man. Through the cheers and the bright spotlights, he wrestled his dreams on countless nights. With a fisherman's carry and a confident grin, Curt showed the world the warrior within. Oh, Mr. Perfect, the man we admire. In the wrestling ring, he set hearts on fire. From the farm to the glory, he took his stand. A true country legend, the perfect man. Humming the ballads of a heart so strong, where the echoes of victory always belong. He taught us that life is a fighter's game. Curt Hennig, forever framed in fame. In the annals of wrestling, his name remains. Curt Hennig, who broke through the chains. From Minnesota's fields to the wrestling halls, the perfect man who answered the calls. Oh, Mr. Perfect, the man we admire in the wrestling ring. He set hearts on fire. From the farm to the glory, he took his stand. A true country legend, the perfect man. Perfect man.